What's going on, Aquarius? Welcome to my channel. We're about to jump into your energy. This goes out to sun, moon, and rising. Singles, couples, men, and women. If you would like to book a personal reading, please check the description box below, and all the information shall be there for you. Let's see what we got. Small victories do happen, Aqua Nation. There is progress. I'm sensing that a few of you are starting to get back to your passionate selves. I'm sensing that a few of you are starting to see that passion can come from small victories. That wasn't for you. Good stuff. Right now is a good time to pat yourself on the shoulder. To say that, I'm coming out of this vibe. Just bound off. Not trying to hear what anyone says. Feeling that you don't have to share your emotions with anyone. And technically, I'm one of the main people in the world. Well, I ain't gonna say one of the main people. But I'm one of those people that tells you you don't. You don't have to share your emotions with anybody that you don't want to. This reading isn't going to be so much about, hey, come on out of the cut and share your emotions with the world. No. Because I have yet to see anyone truly lose their ish from not sharing their emotions. Not sharing is different from suppressing and isolating yourself from them. Not sharing is simply what it is, not sharing. And if you don't want to share your emotions with anybody, then that is your right. As long as it's beneficial to your path. Many might say that we are interconnected, and hey, we just might be. But at the same time, you're doing what you have to do right now. Which is staying within your zone, staying within your lane, staying temperance and balanced and all that good stuff. You understand that when you share your emotions, sometimes this is what happens. You get left out in the cold. And it's funny because usually the ones who tell you to share your emotions are the ones that leave you out in the cold. Good stuff, huh? And in a way, you're tired of juggling the BS. I'm picking up a very fed up energy. An energy that, for lack of a better term, you're operating directly on mind power. If you look also, yeah, this is being bound off, but if you look behind, the emotions are quite calm. And you don't have to explain to anyone why you don't want to share your emotions. You're patiently waiting for your ships to come in. Because again, when you shared your emotions, it ended up in delays and Three of Swords. Now, am I saying that you walk around like RoboCop or the Terminator? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you're walking around like an android. I'm just saying that you don't always have to share your emotions. You don't always have to share, that Five of Cups energy, because belief by popular demand, sometimes just sitting there and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking about it doesn't benefit anything. Sometimes it's about meditation and balancing yourself and using your mind to pull yourself out of that situation. Head, heart. Heart, head. Now, I'm not saying don't feel and don't tap into that. And I'm not saying, never share again or so forth and so on. But what I am saying is that you don't have to share right now if you don't want to. There is no universal law that says you have to share your emotions. And if there is, please, by all means, let me see in the comments down below. Many of you are going through a healing, and a wish shall be fulfilled. For you single individuals, if this means anything, that wish to having that feel-good energy of someone, or an energy of, attracting that into your life is kind of flowing in your life. And right now I heard that quite a few of you might have some people come back, but I think that's all because of the retrograde. We are in retrograde, if I'm correct. But many of you have been Three of Swords, and many of you have seen what happens when you dump too many emotions into things, and you're just kind of sitting back like, not this time. This time I'm going to try to approach things logically. This time I'm going to try to approach things from a mental level and not so much the emotional level. And that's good because, it's not always good to have too many emotions flowing through your world. Yeah, I said it. Just like it's not too good to be too logical. Yeah, I said it. It's a balance. But again, I go back to, you do not have to share your emotions with anybody that you do not want to. Many of you are taking time to see through the veil of illusion. And that makes interesting sense, this card popping up due to us being so close to Samhain, or Halloween, whatever you choose to call it, Samhain. I like to call it Samhain. Some say Samhain. But it's going to be a very interesting time for you to dig deep into the lunar currents and not so much just align yourself with the moon, but flow through her mysteries. To flow through the understanding and also know that you are guided by the gods and goddesses, your ancestors, guides, so forth and so on, even if this is a scary time for you. What I'm picking up is they want you to face your fears. They got your back. They just want you to have the strength to push through. They want you to have that fiery strength. They want you to not back down. They want you to take that passion and gear it towards getting through this. I do hear that quite a few of you will come out and start sharing your emotions again eventually, but right now you're just kind of just putting it all in the cut because I'm not saying that, I'm not picking up the energy of people don't want to feel. I'm not picking that up. I'm picking up the energy that people just realize that, there's more than emotions. There's more than the feels. And sometimes when you're trying to progress in life, whether it's spiritually, physically, so forth and so on, you can't always rely on the feelings. Because some of my well-versed practitioners that, chime in below, to the well-versed ones, we all see what happens when you touch base on too much of one side and not enough of the other. So if you feel that you're wrong for not wanting to share those emotions right now, by all means, you're not wrong. That's what you're meant to do at this specific time. And many people think that it doesn't benefit you, but they don't understand you're actually operating in a high priestess energy. Sometimes the high priestess has to operate above her emotions. The high priestess can be very logical as well. The high priestess is perfectly capable of loving. But the high priestess understands sometimes in order to have new beginnings, you have to go through it. And sometimes when you go through it, the universe, the high priestess within wants you to logically approach a situation. Sorry, stuttering. That must be a retrograde thing. But one thing you're not doing is you're not losing balance. You're not losing connection to your emotions. No. In fact, I'm hearing that quite a few of you are beside yourselves being able to tap into the logical aspect of self and just put the emotions to the side for now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Emotions are great. Emotions are grand. Emotions are awesome. But they can destroy you. They can really take you out of your element. Who's been down and out and then just destroyed their whole day? The gods are in your corner, as are the goddesses. And I heard that to the ladies that resonate with this, it would be good to pull a god into your corner. Go within self and see which one aligns to your path and to you as a practitioner. Now, this might be an interesting path for quite a few. I'm hearing that, 6 months to a year span of getting to know yourself on the internal mindset, logic, so forth and so on. I heard that some of you might be getting into ceremonial magic. Well, there's many blessings within ceremonial magic. It's a very beautiful tradition, no matter which path you walk. Whether it's Anakian or Goetia, Greater Key of Solomon, Clipothic, so forth and so on. But again, you know, because these emotions that you just like not trying to connect with right now, that you're just operating from that mindset, yeah, a couple times they have really stressed you out and they brought thoughts to your mind. So you're just kind of putting the thoughts down, the swords down, just to chill. You wanna think your way through some things. You know, you understood what happens when you always feel your way through things. We can't always feel our way through things. We can't. Sometimes it takes actual logic and reason to bring forth that illumination, to bring forth that sun child within. The logical sun child. I like that. I might title it that. But by embracing that balance and touching, you know, more into the logic and not sharing so much of your emotions and more of your thoughts, etc., etc., etc. Now, don't get me wrong, quite a few of you are operating in a very opinionated energy currently. And that's cool. You're entitled to your opinions. Just make sure that your opinions do not bring forth the drama. And I don't mean drama with people. I mean yourself. You know, think of cognitive dissonance. Think of an opinion not agreeing with another opinion within self. And also back to that hermit and that death card. You're really going to be cleaning out your mental closet during the dark time of the year to remove that one emotion says this, one emotion says that, one opinion is this, one opinion is that. And you're really going to be using your brain to cultivate and bring forth a new world into your world. Which is good. Awesome beginnings. But you don't have to juggle. It's okay to operate in that pure logical power. It's okay to operate in that reason power. Let's call it that reason power. And sometimes that's how you figure yourself out and get yourself through the situation. There is a difference between not embracing and sharing them compared to suppressing them and just acting like they do not exist. That's not good. That's not good at all. This isn't going to take you away from your guides or your ancestors, so forth and so on. The ending isn't going to be the Ten of Swords, so don't worry about that. Just again, many of you are starting to sit back and operate in that real logical energy that I like to call it logical energy. Okay, cool. And many of you are understanding that there is a whole world within self to understand by approaching it from a mental level. Spirituality is just as much mental as it is emotional. And new beginnings can actually come forth. So that's a good thing. Watch out for a little bit of deception in your life. Not so much a deceptive Bob, but due to us being in that whole retrograde, so forth and so on, etc., 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 there may be some people coming back into your life. And I'm not gonna lie, they're not all bells and whistles, and you've walked away from quite a few of them, emotionally and mentally. So if they come back into your life, don't so much fall for the crap that they might spew. I'm not, not just an ex or something of that nature, but in general, don't fall for the crap that they spew. Because you've walked on from them, you've moved on, you've moved forward, you've stepped into the Queen of Swords energy, and also, your guides and your gods and goddesses, whoever it is you connect with, whoever resonates with this, they're teaching you about the logical side of the aspect of spirituality, because they want you to understand that it goes hand in hand. You can feel up a great idea. You can passionately create a great idea. But if you don't sit down and say, okay, I gotta go through the sucky part, which is building it and, making this happen and make that happen. If you don't have the understanding of that side, then it can be a bumpy road. So again, if you're not sharing your emotions right now, and if you're just tapping into the pure logic, so forth and so on, you're not wrong. You're still going to have progress. And in reality, you know, too much logic, we ain't good. Too many feels, we ain't good. So you are the logical sun child. I'm going to call it that. Yeah. But that deceptive energy I'm sensing is just energy from the past. It might not even be a person. Oh, yeah. Wow, universe, that was deep. That was deep. And I'm not all for the, you know, the karmic and the twin flame thing. Even though I'm not going to say it doesn't exist. It's just, you know, I try not to bring that forth. So I wouldn't worry too much about it being like some karmic partner or whatever. Just look into it like a deceptive energy. Now, if someone's coming back into your life, that you know that's great, you know. But if they have that deception, understand. Okay, I heard psychic vampire. Whoever resonates with that, they're trying to tap into your Queen of Cups. Now, also, even though I consider the Queen of Cups to be a very emotionally deep individual, whether man or woman, I still look at the Queen of Cups as a very logical individual. And let me share why. Mainly because the Queen of Cups has gone through those emotional changes. She's gone through developing her abilities. She's gone through understanding what it has to do to fill the cups. She's gone through the logic and reason. She's felt the emotions. She understands that as a queen, you have to rise above these emotions sometimes in order to control them. You can't be a queen if you can't control it. So shout out to you who rolling in that Queen of Cups energy. Mind you, again, the Queen of Cups is a very empathic, deep, profound individual. And in this deck, a powerful witch. So if you're into the witchcraft, there you go. For those that are curious, if you're into colors and things like that, look into the color blue. And a few of you, if you get a chance when spring rolls around, because I don't want anybody freezing their butt off depending on what part of the world you live in. But if you live in a part of the world where it's always warm, then by all means, you know, if you can get to a beach or something like that, then by all means do it. But if you can't and you don't want to freeze your butt off, just focus on making a visit to the ocean one of those to do things for 2021. You'll meet somebody there. No, it's not going to be a human, just to let you know that. It's not going to be a human. And that force will be waiting there for you. Well, she won't be standing there, you know, just like, what's up? But, you know, you'll connect when you get out there. It might be an actual manifestation. It might just be a very profound message. It might just be the aha moment. Again, many of you are going to be jumping into ceremonial magic. And ceremonial magic, and I mean, spirituality and magic takes research and understanding, so forth and so on. But at the same time, as a person that has practiced many traditions, from Old English witchcraft to family craft to ceremonial magic, there is a certain logic and extra research within ceremonial magic. And I'm a witch, okay? Let's just keep it real. But I gotta, you know, sometimes you gotta, you know, some is more, some is others. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that any path is more powerful than the other. I'm not saying that. Because I've seen some amazing ceremonial magicians and I've seen some amazing witches. But understand that when you dig deeper into this logical aspect, and for those that are getting into ceremonial magic, the world is going to open up to you in ways you've never quite understood. And not so much just the world. Oh man, you're going to get a deeper understanding of how the universe works. And I don't mean what goes around comes around, or this happens when you do this. I mean a deep understanding of how the universe works. And that makes a lot of sense because we have the micro, the macro. We are the micro, the universe is the macro, but within us is the universe. As within As within, as above, so below. There we go. Sorry. As above, so below. As within, so without. So be open to that. Okay? Again, there's nothing wrong with being the logical sun child. Sometimes it's best to put the emotions down, or not down, but just say, hey, you know what? I need to think my way through this. I need to just really just chill and just see what my mind has to say. And also, you know, the mind plays a massive part in the universe working in your favor. Where does intent come from? I'm not saying that it doesn't come from the heart. I'm not saying that the passion doesn't come forth, but you, aha, I have an idea. I'm going to do a working on this or working on that. Aha, I have an idea. I'm going to do this or that. Aha, I'm going to start a channel. Aha. It comes from your brain. It comes from your brain. I heard that quite a few are going to get into numerology and the mathematical aspect of the universe as well. So be prepared to turn things on their side. Because I'm the first to say that if you want to know God, mathematics. And I'm not talking about the gods or the goddesses, so forth and so on, but mathematics has been known to flow with the universe. I mean, math is so deeply spiritual if you simply just look at it. Now, mind you, math can suck. But we're not talking about the math that has to do with 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Numbers. So it seems that quite a few of you got some great stuff coming out for the winter time. All right, let's see. All right, universe, let's wrap it up. I'm not going to force it if it doesn't need to be said. In final, Queen of Swords. Need we say more? It's okay to embrace the logic and reason. That doesn't take away your empathy, nor does it take away your ability to care, nor does it, you know, numb you down and make you unable to sense the spirits or your guides or, you know, connect to Mother Earth or Saturn or whatever. But in final, I say, it's time for a few of you to look up to the universe, to the planets, to really say, hey, you know what? I want to see what this can do. I hope this resonates with you in some way, shape, manner, or form. If so, please like, share, and subscribe, and join the Craft and Conjure Aquarius Moon to World family. All right, peace.